But if we were to be very cynical about it, there is a template for what kind of discursive capital goes viral and is successful on TikTok. There are three main ones. The first we can think of as disquisition tactics, is when TikTokers give you information, but it's very preachy, very elaborate. It serves to provide you with enough evidence for discussion for an issue that they have identified. And stylistically, this looks like my face, usually showing you anger, and then wall of text. So you've got to pause and read. Or it could also be TikTokers ring role playing. This is what I say, here's what a boomer says, this is what Gen Z says. And you're supposed to see the discrepancies when we play different positions and how two different groups have different moral values. So it's a form of call out culture. The second tactic is diversion. This is very interesting for people who study the attention economy because it looks like you're using one mode of performance or content to capture an audience attention. Usually it's something very provocative like sexy content, sex bait, TikTok dances. But then once I have your attention, I reroute it to focus on a more important conversation. For example, I might be dancing and saying, I am dancing because that's what the algorithm wants. And now that I have your attention, what I really want to show you, analog eyeballs, analog attention, is to tell you about what ICE is doing in the US, for example. And the final tactic is deflection. Usually, TikTokers would adapt from a pre-existing discourse or a static template, and then they would imbue it with their social justice messaging. This is really clever because they're relying on the platform and the audience's familiarity with these templates. And then they're sort of trying to bypass the automated censorship or the censure that they believe comes in with machine vision. The most popular of this is spearheaded by Feroza Aziz, a young person who, back in the day, performed a makeup tutorial and said, I am looking as if I'm doing a makeup tutorial. I'm going to be talking about the Xinjiang genocide in China. Do not use any of these keywords in the comment section. And that has become a wonderful template for people using this template from hair tutorials, makeup tutorials, fashion, cooking, all the way to people talking about financial literacy. But you have to stay a while or follow a few of these TikTokers to match the code words to know if they're talking about a genocide, ICE, climate change, trying to run away from abusive partner, racism, xenophobia, and the like. So there is whole art and science for creators who want to take a social justice stance, but who are aware that they also need to sort of earn an income and stay on the platform. At the same time, there are people who sort of bandwagon on the social justice on a more optics level in order to attract affect and attention